Hey. Hi, Matvei. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I guess whenever you're ready, yeah?
Okay.
Does it work?
Yeah, it appears to be working. We've got an audience here. You can't see them, of about 30 people. So I'll introduce you. This is Matvei Yankelevich, the mastermind, the custodian, the wonderful, generous overseer of Ugly Duckling Press, and the author of Boris at Sea. And here he is today with us to read some epigrammatic work.
Sorry, I just got to shuffle this around. So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can definitely hear you well.
All right, so I'll just get started then.
Good.
Diogenes. Translations by Guy Davenport. Men nowhere, but real boys at Sparta. The darkest place in the tavern is the most conspicuous. A man keeps and feeds a lion. The lion owns a man. Before begging, it is useful to practice on statues. They laugh at me, but I'm not. They laugh at me, but I'm not laughed at. I threw my cup away when I saw a child drinking from his hands at the trough. Watching a mouse can cure you of jealousy of others' good fortune. Plato's philosophy is an endless conversation. I'm turning that invitation down. The last time I was there, they were not thankful enough that I came. Toadying extends even to Diogenes, I say to the mice who nibble my crumbs. I pissed on the man who called me a dog. Why was he so surprised? If your cloak was a gift, I appreciate it. If it was a loan, I'm not through with it yet. It is absurd to bring back a runaway slave. If a slave can survive without a master, is it not lawful to admit that the master cannot live without the slave? Okay. I'm going to read it's a little confusing here. So I'm going to read a little bit from um, um, a book that I did in collaboration with Anna Muscovakis. It's called Add Nothing: The New Yorker Poems. It begins with a epigraph: failures no less literal than figurative. Paul Muldoon. Hitler's Europe in 1940 for Shanghai cried, but I was no longer of his party. Few other companies in the world could, taking the events described too seriously. Fruity. Soon we three will amble back from the old Telly Savalas detective. Chance. We grabbed it. Booked passage. There is no other music in the world. Shawarma and falafel restaurant on 3rd story. More ink was devoted to charges of a 500-man queue awaiting Bill Steiger, a Republican from his home. Still, there seemed at times to be a hole, and gambling manners had all come out of caged mynah birds they brought along. We were lucky, but this was long. Memory stops here. Nothing more exhilarating, depressing, yet exciting. The reason? No one in the courtroom. American soldiers are still getting killed. I remember something very vague, a particular dance venue, as the witness firmed the event and his business plans: Iraq, North Korea, and Afghanistan. The handful of players bending over Belvedere during the difficult abdication, withered trees, dusty petanque courts, the heavens, but they speak the language. These tales and name-droppings saved us, but I can't bring back a word, industry. We thought it was supposed to world. Why, yes, where do we go to? Lorraine Niedecker. Something in the water, like a flower, will devour water, flower. Notes to the photographer. The cigarette straight in the hand, the tree trunk bare and gray against the full wall. Consciousness abruptly in a dream. Metonymy. You are part of something. Metaphor. You are something else. Hyperbole. More. Again. What's the difference between a living wage and an honest living? Now I'm going to read a little book from a little book by the Slovenian poet Tone Škrjanec, translated with the author by Joshua Beckman from Slovenian. Almost nothing, only us people between the trees. From the right angle, the body is glassy and fragile. When gal moves, blanket moves too. It's winter and white as china. You're on the sofa. We who graze on a drop of dew are silent like glass. Again, this spring, the cherry tree didn't change its mind. 5 o'clock, 2 suns and a fly on my knee. That's it. It's night, only eyes, fireflies and stars. Sparrows happily splash in mud. What do they care for the Adriatic? Sky or sea, only the fish can tell. This morning, even the grass smells like cherries. When I'm on the wrong path, dead apartments everywhere, even the stars fake. Out of the corner of my eye, I watch the waves undressing the beach. The mirror worries more about dust than the furniture. Typical changes: green tree, beauty that hesitates, sun on a knee. Okay, back to some other short poems. Is it still? I just. Is it audible? It's okay. Am I doing anything wrong?
No, you sound very crisp and clear here. It's working very well.
It's perfectly okay. I mean, it's okay. I don't know if you guys are scowling or smiling out there. So
I like how you come in at profile here. You just see a tooth now and then.
Yeah, I have a bad tooth.
So do
okay, I'm going to turn down the sound because I think I might be feedbacking or something. I've lost my phone in the phone book. Meet me here where I am already. Too late now to drink early. Stink of quarters, the ash triangle. I have a face problem on my face. I'm down if my head is bent. In the snow, the focal point is always several pieces of dog shit. The drawer is full of the dresser. Happy ex-girl day, birth friend. Don't you dare publish that poem. This one is for Blaise Sandrar. The tray I placed under my ash caught fire. You go, girl. You go, little Jeanne. to the philosopher. Beer is a drink floating in space. I too am a drink floating in time. Give no ground to thoughts of being kind to another lost cause. Let it down, pull up the slack. We're all proud of it. Greenpoint. The Poles are drinking just to get drunk. All the good songs were written to kill us and take our stuff. Xerxes. My thoughts are trying to reproduce themselves like rabbits. Stay away from me, bar dog. I'm trouble. I had a file for him, but then I died. What use was my file? That beer seems tall from here. The statue stands as befits a figure posing as a split second. I am pretending to be myself, and you, why are you trying so hard to be me? There are spaces between our words like fire escapes. Hey, Master Discourse, I'm talking to you. In a city of a million hard-ons, mine is the only one that matters. How do the great poets deal with fallen coats? I am thinking of the word anthropomorphize. That makes me special. You came empty-handed, but for that strange lust. Must have been here all along. Only the red wheelbarrow has such small hands. So I'm just going to read a little bit from, oh, maybe I'll read this one. Yes. So it's still going? Still fine?
Yeah, you've got 8 minutes. So.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to read a few pieces from Daniel Harms, and then that I've translated, and then translations by Bela Shayevich and Ainsley Morse of more contemporary, but though also dead, Russian poet named Sevlid Nekrasov. But so first, a few short pieces by Daniel Harms. There's a rumor that soon all the broads will have their rears cut off and sent strolling down Volodarskaya Street. That's not true. The broads will not have their rears cut off. One, do not wave the wheel around. Do not whittle away the wheel. Do not look in the water. Do not intimidate others with the stone. 2. Do not strike with the wheel, do not turn the wheel, do not lie down in the water, do not break stones. 3. Do not befriend the wheel, do not tease the wheel, lower it into the water, tie the stone to the wheel. I guess that's in the tradition of instructional epigrams. Here are some other pieces from Harms. I hate children, old men, and old women, and reasonable older individuals. Poisoning children is cruel, but something has to be done about them. I respect only young, healthy, plump women. Other representatives of humanity I treat with suspicion. Old women who go around thinking sensible thoughts should really be apprehended with bear traps. Any face that is of reasonable fashion brings out in me the most unpleasant sensations. What's all the fuss about flowers? It smells way better between a woman's legs. That's nature for you, and that's why no one dares find my words distasteful. I thought about eagles for a long time and understood a lot. Eagles fly on heights sublime, disturbing people not. I saw that eagles live on mountains hard to climb and make friends with spirits of the skies. I thought about eagles for a long time, but confused them, I think, with flies. Oh, that's Harms. And lastly, I'm going to read a few pieces by Vsevolod Nekrasov, who died in the late last decade. Hold on, I'm just going to close the window. There's some car noise and stuff. Okay.
It was actually kind of nice because we've got this fan in here, and occasionally the fan would blow, and then your curtains would blow. We're connected. We're really connected.
So Vsevolod Nekrasov, who these are poems from the late 50s to the early aughts. Again, translated from the Russian by Belashevich and Ainsley Morse. Winter, summer. Winter, Winter, summer. Winter, snow. Summer, no. In the place where February is, a black hole is forming, kind of like our yard. Humanity keeps treating itself for something. Could it be electricity? All of it, after all, but most of all, air. From Pushkin, moon, 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 you dumb broad you. The soul, just kidding. What can be done? What can be said? How to say it? No need, no need. Do you understand? We understand. You see, but you say. It got cold. Okay, fine, but it got cold. You don't need to go far. May Day, then the Black Sea, then May Day again. Is it even man's place to separate spirit from body seriously? So the sea is uneasy. Sea, don't be uneasy. I'm not sunk. The cause of death was living. The immediate cause of death was living in Moscow. This is shit, but really, whatever works best for you. Two separate things, Saturday night and the dentist. It's not a public toilet, it's the people's toilet. When it's not bloodthirsty, socialism can be quite cozy. Socialism or death? Why choose when you can have both? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matvei.